here comes Amtrak. And if you guys get to come or get to travel on Amtrak, see this window or this cart right here with all those windows, try and stay in that one and you will get to see a lot of views. A lot of beautiful scenery if you sit back there. Hi everybody, this is Mandy with Mandy's Adventures, and today's adventure brings me to Zurich, Montana. No, not Zurich, Switzerland, Zurich, Montana. Zurich is located along Highway 2 and I am right off the highway now, and it is in between Harlem and Chinook, and we are about 30 miles east of Havre. The Milk River flows south of town. So there are a couple of legends on how Zurich got its name. The first one was by the Great Northern Railroad officials, and they were saying that they put their fingers on an atlas and it said Zurich, Switzerland, and that's how Zurich, Montana got its name. Also, the second legend is that there was a railroad conductor and he's traveling along the train and he spins a globe and boop, he puts his finger on it and it comes to Zurich, Switzerland, or should I say Zurich, Switzerland. That's how it got its name, and thus Zurich, Montana got its name. The population from the 2020 census for Zurich, Montana was 54. The post office in town was established in 1907, and in 1913 the town site was established. And you're going to hear some noise here because the train had to stop for Amtrak and now it's starting to go, so it might get a little bit noisy. Okay, so I hope you can hear me with the train coming, and I got closer to my camera and it's windy out, but hey, I love doing this, so here we go. So there are many things that you can, let's just wait for that train to go, shall we? Because it is just a little bit noisy and I feel like I am shouting. It's coming to an end, here we go. Okay, it's gone. Hopefully you guys can still hear me because it is still windy here, and I've got you in the camera in the back of my car with the window up, so hopefully you can hear me better. There are lots of things to do around here. In Zurich, you can go to Zurich Park, and I'm gonna take you there and show you around. You can always stop in Chinook at the Blaine County Museum and the Wildlife Museum, and I have videos to both of those museums, and I will put them at the end of my Zurich vlog. And also you can take a drive south of Chinook to the Bear Paw Battlefield, and at this site Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce surrendered on October 5th, 1877 after a 1,300-mile retreat. It was there that Chief Joseph made his speech of surrender, stating, "From where the sun now stands, I will fight no more forever." Out there is a self-guided tour, and sometimes there is a tour guide out there. Okay, I'm excited about this one. It is a little bit windy today, but hey, it is a-okay. I can't plan these days. But I have been waiting to go to Zurich, Montana. The weather's been kind of yucky, but today was a nice day with the exception of the wind. But you know what? I'm going on the adventure and I am taking you with me. Let's go. Okay, this is Highway 2 right over there. And that is the highway that I pulled in from to go into Zurich. So there's Highway 2 right there. I went over the railroad tracks and I came and drove down this road and I came across some buildings. Zurich started as a store. That's how Zurich started, with just one store. And the store was owned by Charles Grass in 1913. Okay. So, is this the store? I'm assuming it's the store because driving around, this was really the only building that resembled a store. So I'm thinking that is the store. And as Zurich grew, it consisted of a depot, a pump house, a water tank, settling reservoir. There was a chapel, and a gentleman by the name of John Akers owned a big ranch here, and there was a post office. So in 1913, that's how the town of Zurich developed. I guess came about. And all because of a grocery store that started by Charles Grass in 1913. So if you know different, please put it in my comment box. But I'm just assuming it because driving around Zurich, which isn't very big, this is what I came across, a cash store. And then there's a house right here. It's an older house. Of course, by looking at it, no one lives here. I'm not sure if this was some kind of store or if it was a residential house. Someone lived in there. I'm not sure, but by the looks of it, it looks very, very old. All right, so I have come across this old building here, and it was the bank. And I know it was the bank because up there it says bank. Anyway, so the more I look at this building, when did banks have garages? Look, there's a garage door right there. I am not sure. It was a small bank once upon a time, but I wonder, like, if in the later day when it wasn't a bank, did someone convert it over to their house? Does someone own this as private property? I don't know. There's a lot of history in this town. And so here's the other side of the bank. I don't know. I'm sure maybe someone did live in it once upon a time. But from the looks of the building and the age of the building, I would say it did start out as a bank. So as you can see, when you came into the town, there again was the cash store. There's another little building here. And then there is the bank. And if I look more down this road, it's more residential. There are houses down there. So let's drive around town and see what else we can see in this beautiful, it looks like a ghost town right now. Not really technically a ghost town because there are people that live here. But guys, when I look at these buildings, there is so much history here. That's why I kind of call it a ghost town, because those buildings are no longer in operation and they're probably just going to eventually fall down. I don't know. It would be neat if someone could come in and restore it and set up the town again. But we'll see, right? So the post office in Zurich was established in 1907. I think it's a newer building since then. But in 1913, the town site was platted. So, yep, and this post office was established in 1907. Right here in Zurich, Montana. Okay, here is an old building. I would say it was a house at one time. And the reason why I say that, there's the porch light. And I am not going to attempt to go in there, but just taking a look at the outside of it. It looks like it had a basement down here too. There's the basement right there. Ah, if only this house could talk, right? So much history. Okay, so I came up with another idea looking around. I wonder if this used to be the old schoolhouse. I'm just saying. It's old. It has door. It has like windows for like a schoolhouse. And I say that because it has like 3 windows. That's a lot of windows for a small house, don't you think? It comes with some land. But I don't know. It could have been a schoolhouse too. What do you think? Let's see if I can get over here and look at these windows over here. Sorry you guys, the wind is starting to pick up, so there's the windows right there. I don't know. I don't know though, because it has a chimney too. So I don't know. Old schoolhouse or a house. What do you think? I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you, this building could tell a lot of history. A lot of history. It would be neat if whoever owned it would turn it into like a museum. Wouldn't that be cool? Like to redo it inside and outside, of course, so it's a stable building, but keep as much of the old building as you can and turn that into a museum about Zurich. That would be pretty cool too. Here is the school that we have today here at Zurich School, and in 2018-2019 it shows that it was a K-8 school. Those are the grades, and there are a total of 23 students. Alright, I have an update on this building. This is why I love doing my vlogs in a small town, because people know that you're a stranger, which I love. I just love that the small towns look out for everybody. And I got to chatting with her, and it was pretty cool. And I asked her some of the history of Zurich, and she had lived here all of her life. But she was telling me that at once upon a time, this was not an old schoolhouse like I presumed, but it used to be like an old city hall. So that was pretty cool. So thank you for stopping and chatting with me. And if you guys ever see me coming out and doing a vlog in your small town, come up, say hi and talk to me. I'm telling you, that way I can tell my viewers the real history of the small towns, and what better historians to chat to than the people that live in this town. So thank you, and please pull me up if you see me and say, hey Mandy, I got some information for you. And again, I'm traveling along the High Line, so let me know. I would absolutely love that. Here is another old house that I see. I did make sure that no one was living in this house before I videoed, and no one is living in this house. It's an older house. You can tell by the wood, you can tell by the paint that is coming down from it. But look at this. Once upon a time this was beautiful. And then there's the front doors, and I am not going to go in there. This is someone's private property, I am sure. Always ask to go on property, but that is pretty neat. What a neat house. And the town of Zurich has older houses like this. They are farmsteaders, just abandoned buildings. But if they could tell a story, they would, I'm sure. Sorry you guys, there is some construction work going on over there. I'm here at Zurich Park. I'm telling you, when the weather gets nice, and it's like 46 today, and we have got rid of snow, but there is still some snow on the ground. We have to take advantage of these windows in order to do all the construction work and all the things that get to be done outside. But I did want to come to look at this beautiful building, and we are again at Zurich Park. And so here are the rules and the regulations. Electrical hookup fee. Ha! I wonder what that's about. Let's go on in here and take a look around. This beautiful stoned building is inside Zurich Park. It was built in the mid-1930s as part of the WPA, which stands for the Works Project Administration Program. Beautiful. What a beautiful building. I'd love to go in there. Look at that fireplace, you guys. I bet it's big in there. And here is the front of that building. It's beautiful. Fred Malone was the engineer and August Mueller did the stonework. The hall is still widely used by Zurich, Chinook and Harlem residents, and it's mainly used for dances, picnics, family reunions. I'm sure there are weddings in here. Oh, it is lovely. And that stonework. Yep, and it was built in the mid-1930s. Wow. It's beautiful. And outside the building are some picnic tables, and there are some barbecues. Okay, so I found the hookups. This is where you could bring your trailer and hook it up to electricity. That is a good setup. It's beautiful. Look, and there's lots of land that you can stay on. And I bet you in the summertime, these trees are beautiful with shade to keep out that midday heat here in Zurich. Okay, so I hear there is a playground in here. And you know me and playgrounds. Let's go check it out. Oh, I love the old-fashioned roundabout. Look, there's a lot of kids that have been on this. Look at that ground from them rubbing their feet to stop. Love it. Ah, that was my favorite as a kid. And here's another one right here. Super cool. And look at this. I'm standing in the park and there is a farm across the way with cows. Hi guys! Oh, they're lovely. Look at them looking at me. Oh, they're so sweet. So, see, you get to see like a real farm when you come out. Look at this one. Cute. So, remember when I was telling you that when you're walking around these small towns, people kind of seem to know that you're a stranger in this town, but yeah, are so welcoming. I just had that experience in here while I was in the park, and I was talking about the man that's in here, and he was telling me that they're gonna add more sites to their campground. It's a campground over there, you guys, and it's right off of Highway 2, but you can come in here and you can camp. And I'm assuming it's $10 a night from that sign, and all you have to do is just pull in here. So if you're along Highway 2 and you get tired, you have to pull in at Zurich Park. You pull into that town, you pull over those railroad tracks that I showed you, and it's about 1.3 miles. You will not be disappointed, especially if you have kids. I mean, come on, even if you're grown up and you like the equipment like I do. Seriously, who would not love it here? It's beautiful. Seriously, did you guys think I was not gonna go on this? I was. Oh yes, my childhood is coming back. Those of you that wanted to see more trains, here you go. This train is coming through the town of Zurich. Train, you guys. Here are the grain elevators, and these are beside the track. There's a train right there. It has stopped on the track, so it tells you how close these grain elevators were to the track. Sorry you guys, it is getting windy out here. I apologize if I'm shouting or if you cannot hear me, but I do not want to go in there. I don't know the condition of it. Looks pretty old. And next to it is a grey one right here. It looks like the grey one is older than the red one. I mean, I could be wrong. But this is where the trains used to stop and grain used to get poured from the trains into these elevators. That's how you get the word grain elevator. But these are right along Highway 2. So here's the highway right here, so you are not far from it at all. And so if you are traveling along the High Line, you will be able to see these two historic elevators. Again, they are not in use today, but definitely worth taking a look at. Well, I'm gonna leave it there at the grain elevators. Thank you for coming on the adventure with me. I love the town of Zurich. It is kind of like a ghost town because there are old buildings there, and that's mainly what you'll see in my video, but there are some beautiful homes too, and there are people that do live there. So if you are coming along Highway 2, you definitely need to stop in Zurich. And remember, there is a campground there at the Zurich Park that is definitely worth a stop, especially that playground. It was like going back in my childhood. I loved that playground, and I love the beautiful town of Zurich. And remember, if you see people that are walking around, they will be more than happy to chat with you. They definitely will. So ask them. If you see somebody, ask them about the town. It is so fascinating to know the history of it. So until our next adventure, take care, love one another, and I will see you soon. Bye.